funny enough, our next guest that we have here in studio, Patti with Damsel in Defense, she actually weighed in on the horse controversy. I know this has nothing to do with your business, but you said you married a cowboy, so you can confirm that horses can go up staircases.
They can. Like Heather was saying, they don't have great vision on the ground, but once they are going upwards, they'll just continue going upwards until they fall down. So it works. They go.
Alrighty, awesome.
Okay, great, Patti. You are part of Damsels in Defense, which basically sells self-defense products.
Correct.
First of all, tell us a bit about your background and your self-defense experience.
Definitely. I have actually been training in self-defense and different law enforcement techniques since I was 10 years old. So I have a very thorough background in all of this, and before the company even started, I was a self-defense instructor. I was teaching at different places. My husband was military, so go military today.
Thank you.
But
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, and we got to go and work at different police departments all over the country because he was in the Army as a police officer, and I got to do that, and I got to teach different places, and I just had so many experiences to learn about self-defense and proper usage of stun guns and pepper spray long before the company even started. So once the company started, I was a shoe-in because I already knew how to do everything.
It was a natural fit.
Absolutely. What I like about your business is, it's one thing buying a self-defense product like a taser or pepper spray or whatever, but if you don't know how to use it properly, it can actually be dangerous.
Exactly, and that's what most people don't realize. They walk into Walmart and buy pepper spray there, and for one, their pepper spray is very different than anything else on the market, but there's a right and wrong way to use anything, just like a pencil and a paper or a gun. I mean, you need to know what you're doing to use it properly, and so that's what we do with Damsel, and especially myself, is we make sure that these girls understand how to use it properly, and where to hold it on their body, where to use it against the bad guy properly, because we don't want to spray a bad guy and then him still come after us. We want to know what to do so that we can run away and, scream like little girls, but let the police officers take down the bad guy because we don't need to.
Absolutely, that makes complete sense. So what type of products do you actually market? Can you give us an example of some of your product
Definitely.
lines?
We work a lot with stun guns and pepper spray. Stun guns I love because you cannot work through them. It is something that changes the chemical composition of your muscles, and so we have to be able to, have that movement in our muscles to move. So if we can totally incapacitate the bad guy, then he can't come back after us. So I love those, and we've got the pepper sprays. It's the strongest on the market, and then we even have these cool little sticks that you put on your keychain. It's actually based off of martial arts principles, and then law enforcement took it. But, I mean, even if you just hit a bad guy with it, you'll break some bones.
Those little Kubatons.
Yeah. Yes.
Which I have a pink one that I carried around on my keychain along with my pink pepper spray carrier.
Yes.
And a pink taser because, I was just feeling
and the pink
like
shirt today, and pink hat. And
yeah,
I don't think you like pink.
No, not much. But I did find that that the look and the shape of the Kubaton always elicited a lot of questions.
It does.
So, which I think it can offer an opportunity to start a conversation about self-defense and safety.
Oh, yes, and I do all the time. Even just the pepper spray hanging on the side of my purse, people, what is that little cute thing? And they don't actually realize it's pepper spray.
Yeah.
So I do that with all of our items.
Right. Now, so tell me about how your business works. As I know that a lot of these direct sell companies, they do home parties, things like that.
Correct.
Do you get together with a group of ladies and or gentlemen? I suppose it could be a gentleman that could want some of this information too. Everything does not come in everything does not come in pink. There are many colors.
Blue and black and gray and other colors, just because we can't completely discriminate.
Exactly. Yeah. So do you have a home party and then you've got a class that you do at the same time on how to use it, or do you set up a class later on?
Right. What we do is the party, just like Mary Kay and Tupperware, but it's with stun guns and pepper spray, so a little bit of a spin on that. And then during the party, we show these girls how to use it properly and how to hold it. If it's buried at the bottom of your purse, it won't do any good. So I always give them personal examples and personal stories of myself and my friends having these items buried at the bottom of the purse, and the girl that's clubbing at 2 a.m. and can't reach it because it's at the bottom of her purse but needs it. And then of course it's all about the training. So then I offer free self-defense classes. I actually work out on Nellis Air Force Base and teach classes out there too, and we just try to make sure that these girls have plenty of education, because those crime stats every 6 months when they release them are getting worse.
How often do you hear back from a client that they've had the opportunity to use one of your products successfully to either deter a crime from happening or to stop it in the middle of it?
At least once a month.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. And it's one of those things you never really know when something's going to happen to you. So that's why I focus on, it's always in your hand. It's always ready to go. And so these girls, they'll call me and say, hey, this is what happened. Oh my goodness, you were so right. If I held it like this, it worked. And even just, sparking it at the bad guy, it scared him away. And it was enough for me to run away and nothing happened, but something could have happened. And we don't want something to happen.
Yeah. Prevention is much better than cure.
Exactly.
Yeah, those tasers are scary.
They are.
The long pink one that I got. I actually got it's called back off or stand back or something
Striking distance.
Striking distance because it's far. Because I thought if I'm holding a little handheld taser, that means someone needs to get close enough to me to touch me. Which
the thing is that we were at I can't remember where it was, but Patty and I were at a networking meeting. And Patty mentioned that there's going to be a loud noise. She mentioned it a few times, and so we were all prepared for it.
It's shocking.
And we went off, and I still got a fright.
Yes,
I know you jumped.
Yeah, people standing against the wall. I didn't do it.
Yeah, but I got that because I do a lot of
accommodating, especially when you're not expecting it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do a lot of hiking, and I find that really that I got that sucker more for hiking than I do walking through parking lots, because I thought that number one, it's far away, and when I'm out hiking, sometimes there'll be dogs that are off of leashes. There'll be you never know. Coyotes or
right, and it
bobcats.
affects dogs and coyotes the same way as it does a human.
Oh,
so then
but you're right. I mean,
But yeah, I really find it for the deterrent, and it's also has a little LED flashlight in it too, so it's useful. When my power went out the other night and I could not find my lighter, I'm like, oh, look at that. Here's my little giant scary stick, and I just turn on the light. And,
no one will piss you off while it's blackout now.
Exactly.
No, me, I'll probably shock myself.
Exactly. Now, I know that there are more, though. I really liked Damsel in Defense. It was something that I was attracted to look at hosting a party. I normally don't host parties, but I went ahead and did one because I thought it really fit well with my Fit Chicks philosophy,
yes.
My empowered ladies.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked it because you also have emergency car kits.
We do.
You've got noise-making devices. One of my girlfriends that bought something for her daughter, she's in high school, and of course she can't have any weapons at school, but she could have the noise-making device.
Exactly.
And I think that she was allowed the Kubaton as well, too, to have on her body, but the noise-making device was huge.
It's a big psychological deterrent for those bad guys, and if we can deter them before something happens, that's a big deal. So that's what we're shooting for, is getting as many things in those girls' hands, at the age of 2 all the way up until 92. I mean, whatever age it is, to make sure that we have something ahead of time before it happens, as opposed to after something happening.
Yeah. Speaking of 2-year-olds, you've got a little Panda Bear little clip-on thing that you can clip onto kids, right? And
We
it's
do.
a little proximity device for kids.
It's like a little tracker for kids. If they walk further than 3 feet away, it starts beeping. So then that way you can kind of keep track of your kids. It's better than that like monkey leash thingy.
Yeah, you don't need to leash your kids, but when my girls, we went shopping the other day, and Lulu climbed in the middle of the rack of clothes.
Yes.
It can be hard to find her.
Exactly.
But yeah, with technology, I could outsmart her.
I like that idea. That's actually, but there are lots of different applications for that. I mean, yes, for the kids it's a great thing, but in South Africa these products would actually do very well, because we had a case once. It actually happened to Heather, my wife. We were sitting in the movie theater watching the movie, obviously, and her cell phone disappeared during the movie. Obviously, somebody had stuck her from behind us and stolen it, which does happen in South Africa. Mm-hmm. But if she had like a device like this attached to that cell phone, that would actually
it's true. Or attach it to your husband.
Yes. He won't wander off too far now.
I don't think my wife will complain if I wandered off.
Depends on the marriage.
Right?
All right, Patti, that's a lot of interesting information, a lot of products that I bet would one of the downsides to radio, I mean, you can play back the video and when we put it on social media and see the interview, but I'm sure folks want to see all of the good stuff that you have. So can you tell me, how can folks follow up with you, maybe check out your product line?
Yeah, you can check it out on my website. It is vegasdamsel.com, or even just give me a call, shoot me a text, 702-808-5741.
Great. Good. So that was Patti Stewart with Damsel in Defense. vegasdamsel.com.
Correct.
It's a good website.
Yes.
We'll be posting that information on our Facebook page, and so join our Facebook page and you can get all the information.
All right, perfect.
Thank
Patti
you,
Stewart, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you once again for your family's service to our country in the past and continuing. And we will be back in 2 minutes.